What's up, y'all? I said, what's up, y'all? Look at me when I'm talking to you, bro. Nah, I'm just messing with y'all, man. This is your boy Knockout Boxing 86 TV, and we in here. So check this out, y'all. Before we get going on our video, y'all smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, share the video, turn on your notifications, and if you want to have me hop on a panel or you want to collaborate, knockoutboxing86 at yahoo.com is the email address. Also, follow me on Twitter at KOBoxing86TV. And don't forget about our live show. We go live every Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, and every Sunday morning with the Singing OG, KQKC Boxing Network, Sunday mornings, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. But let's get it popping, man. So, Demetrius Andrade's promoter, Eddie Hearn, has responded to the WBO's order that he must face Jhanibeck Alamakanuli. And Eddie Hearn is saying what I've been saying for a while now, and people have been trying to argue me down. Right? They've been trying to, tell me I'm wrong. But now it's looking like Demetrius Andrade might do what I've been saying he should do anyway. And he might be like, well, knockout, what are you talking about, bro? I said, look, if you can't get Charlo, if you can't get Murata, if you can't get Triple G, these voluntary defenses and Jason Quigleys and Piggly Wigglies and Liams and Keeler Beelers and Keebler Elves and the people he been fighting, that ain't gonna cut it, bro. That's not what the fans want to see you in, with your skill set and how talented of a fighter you are. And so I've been saying, look, man, vacate and move up. Vacate your WBO belt, move up, become the mandatory for the 168-pound belt for the WBO, and that'll make Canelo have to duck you or fight you. And you continue to expose the game for what it is, and people will know that you're the boogeyman, and you are showing that you're doing everything that you can to make these fights with these fighters, and they just don't want to fight you for whatever reason. That's a win for you. That's a win outside the ring. But people are like, nah, he should do what he want to do because he ain't guaranteed to get the Canelo fight, yada, yada, yada. Well, if Canelo had to vacate that belt, if Andrade move up, then he'll, fight for the vacant belt, and then he'll become a 3-division champion. That's still building his legacy, even if he doesn't get that fight. And it's looking like that might be what he's going to do. Because while I know, and a lot of y'all watching this video know that Jhanibeck Alamakanuli is a former Olympian, southpaw, powerful fighter. We know that it's a good fight. It's going to be a fan-friendly fight. That he's a bigger test, even though he has less fights. He's a bigger test and more skilled than the fighters that Andrade has been fighting lately. We might know that. But you can't really sell that fight if you're somebody like Eddie Hearn, and that's what Eddie Hearn is upset about. But you ain't got to take my word for it. Let me read to y'all what he had to say, and then we'll come back and we'll discuss it some more, bro. So he says when they were telling him the news that Andrade has been ordered to fight Jhanibeck, he said, how convenient. Of course it will, but how convenient, because it interferes with his attempt to try to make Charlo versus Andrade. He says, we write to the WBC, who has the ability, by the way, within their rules, and is the only governing body that has that in their rules, to order their champion to fight another champion from another governing body. One day later, we have got a mandatory with the WBO against some guy I've never even heard of. No disrespect to him. WBO President Paco Valcarcel, I don't know if I'm saying his name right, can't fight another champion because it's not within their. Oh, he can't mandate a fight between us to fight another champion because it's not within their rules. It's in the WBC's rules. They can order a mandatory for their champion against another champion. What we're doing is asking the WBC to order that fight between Jamal Charlo and Demetrius Andrade. But Paco then had the right to say, we approve that or we don't approve that. But we wrote to both governing bodies and said, Mauricio, please order Charlo to fight Andrade for the good of boxing. Paco, just to let you know, we've written to Mauricio Suleiman. If he orders that, please accept that as for the good of boxing. 48 hours later, we get another mandatory call for Jhanibeck. No disrespect to the guy. He's a good fighter. I know he is. I'm not being facetious, but come on. Who wants to see that? Now I'm in a situation where I've got to get creative. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Maybe Andrade moves up to 168 and Bones mandatory for the WBO World Champion. But we got to do something because we can't go fight that fight again. He could become mandatory to Canelo Alvarez, but Canelo wants to fight Laguna Beach Macadamia Nut. He wants to fight the champions. Canelo is not going to fight Demetrius. Canelo isn't ducking no one. Let's be honest. I don't know about that. He trying to, trying to play both sides with that one. Everything else, I was with you, bro. I was with you, Eddie. And then you said that one, and I'm like, I don't know about that one, bro. But then he says he'll fight anybody. But he does want to fight the champions. But if a fight out there makes sense against Demetrius, it's a question for him. Right now, I like Canelo Alvarez trying to become undisputed at 175. And then he starts talking about Canelo, and then, yeah, that's pretty much all he said on Demetrius Andrade. The rest is about Canelo. We might make another video on what he said about Canelo. But here's the thing, bro. That's what I like to see, though, from Eddie Hearn. I can't be mad at him, and I need Charlo, Demetrius, Andrade, and his team saying they wrote a letter to try to fight you. Mauricio Suleiman, I need to know if this is true. Because if it's true, I hate to be doing it. It seems like I don't have nothing positive to say about Charlo, bro. But, dog, they writing letters to your sanctioning body trying to get the fight popping. They out here, like, really calling you out. And you just like, I'm already rich. Dave Benavidez, get a corona shot. You got to get a booster. You got to be over 25. You know what I'm saying? Look, Charlo, bro, it's hard to defend you right now, okay? So I'm just not even going to try to. But you need to get your shit together, man, because at least Demetrius Andrade and his team look like they out here doing everything they can, bro. They talking about moving up. They writing to sanctioning bodies that Demetrius Andrade ain't even in. Like, somebody, please get us a fight. Somebody help me, please. Give me a fight, man. Damn, give me a fight. So I can't even be mad at that. And I do find it very, very disheartening as a boxing fan that Eddie Hearn and Demetrius Andrade, they're writing letters and trying to unify. And then here come the WBO like, not so fast, my friend. Hold up. We got this mandatory over here for you. Why, bro? And again, I think Jhanibeck versus Andrade is a good fight. I would love to watch the fight. But Demetrius Andrade versus Jermall Charlo is a much better fight, obviously. And if he can't get big fights, like Eddie Hearn is right, like at this point in his career, Demetrius Andrade is big fight hunting. He got to be big fight hunting. The man 33 years old. He a 2-division champion. He's at the point where he should be fighting other champions. Now, if he had already fought other champions and they ordered that mandatory, then I don't know how they would react to it. But to order him a mandatory when he's trying to unify, and they let you know he's trying to unify, for what, bro? What are you trying to order a mandatory for? Especially for a fighter like Jhanibeck, who I think is a good fighter. I said in the last video I made about Andrade, but he is only 10 or 11 fights in his career. He can wait, and you can let your champion go unify, bro. What's wrong with that? You get a bigger sanctioning fee of Andrade and Charlo fight because their purses is going to be bigger than the Andrade and Jhanibeck fight. So it behooves you, and it's in your best interest if you're the WBO to let the big fight happen. It's so crazy, like you commend them, like when they make Sean Porter and Terrence Crawford and they mandate that fight, but then they backdoor that with some shit like this. So while I think Jhanibeck will be Demetrius Andrade's toughest test at this point in his career, I much prefer for Andrade, honestly, if they're not going to let him fight Charlo, bro, move up and get it popping at 168, bro. Move up and get it popping at 168, because here's the thing. Jhanibeck's a dangerous fight for him. He's a dangerous fight for him, and if you're moving up to try to become champion at 168, that's not ducking to me, because you fought mandatories, you fought voluntaries and shit before. And if you were trying to go make the fight with Charlo, then I understand why you'd be upset if you Eddie Hearn. And the timing of it is kind of, coincidental, as he said. It's kind of, makes you roll your eyes a little bit at it. Like, damn, bro, like, he wrote y'all and let y'all know what he was trying to do, and y'all trying to make that man do something else. That's messed up, especially when he just had a defense, bro. Like, that's just not. And then Jhanibeck is a top-ranked fighter. WBO, whatever Bob orders. So Bob and them, they trying to block Eddie Hearn and Demetrius Andrade, bro. Like that's just what it is. That's just what it is. They don't want that. I guess they don't want that belt to. They think Andrade could lose to Charlo, or maybe even if he win, they just tired of Andrade. Like the top rank want all them WBO straps in house, I guess, and so they're trying to send Jhanibeck to go get it. And so I feel where Eddie Hearn is coming from, but mainly I just want y'all to know, man, I know what I'm talking about. I've been said, look, man, if you can't get fights on Andrade, you need to move up. It's the same shit I say about Gary Russell Jr. Like, why keep doing the same shit? Why keep doing the same shit? If you keep falling short and you keep calling for these fights and calling for these fights and petitioning for these fights and calling out these fighters, showing up to press conferences, and you can't get these dudes to fight you, why stay where you at? Why keep doing what you've been doing? If you Gary Russell Jr., if you Demetrius Andrade, ruffle some feathers, shake some shit up, move up. You know what I'm saying? If you Gary Russell, you the WBC champion, use that as leverage. Petition to move up. Hey, I'm dropping my belt to move up. I need a guarantee that I can challenge for the 130-pound WBC belt. Hey, I'm the WBO champion at 168 pounds. I done defended this many times. I want a right to move up and face the WBO champion at 168. Like, start doing shit and trying to put yourself in a position to where one of these guys eventually have to fight you, or then there's no more back and forth. There's no more, oh man, ain't nobody ducking Demetrius Andrade, ain't nobody ducking Gary. Like, there's no more of that. Because guys will clearly have to start vacating belts and all that shit, bro. And they have to do it multiple times to continue to avoid you. So that's kind of where I'm at with it, man. I hate it for Demetrius Andrade because you can definitely see the skill set. You can see the talent. I just want the man to get better fights and bigger fights. He's 33 years old. He still got 2 or 3 years left at the top of his game. You know, fighters are lasting longer now because they're not fighting as much. So he doesn't have typical wear and tear on his body that a 33-year-old would have back in the 80s or back in the 90s and shit like that, the 70s. So, you know, hopefully he can get it together, get a big fight. But we'll see what they do. But they talking about moving up. I'd love to see him move up if he can't get big fights. I'd love to see Charlo move up. If he can't get big fights, it's time for these fighters to do something different. Because watching them fight guys that we don't know, watching these fighters fight guys that have no shot against them, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Like, nobody wants to see that shit no more. So, y'all let me know y'all thoughts, though. Comment down below. Smash the like. Subscribe to the channel. Share this video. Turn on your notifications for me so you can know when we drop our daily content. Follow me on Twitter at KOBoxing86TV is the Twitter handle. Also, shoot me an email if you got a breakdown or a prediction video you want me to do. And last but not least, live shows every single Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. I'll be right here live, man. So y'all come check out the live show. Very interactive. And it's a very fun night of boxing talk. So y'all come through and hang out with us. And also check out our other live show that we do with the Singing OG, KQKC Boxing Network. We go live together every Sunday morning, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. But I appreciate everybody watching the video. Enjoy the rest of your day. And with that, we out of here. Peace, y'all.